I want to discuss the issue of what is the quality of life impact on parents and caregivers with pediatric AD, and specifically the issue of sleep disruption. So obviously the rashes of atopic dermatitis, the pruritus of atopic dermatitis, the secondary infections from atopic dermatitis, sleep disturbance is a huge thing. There's the comorbidities. We discussed some of the comorbidities. We haven't yet mentioned asthma, which is one that develops as well. So a lot of ocular disease, which we've now come to recognize more than in the past. That includes conjunctivitis, keratitis, as well as keratoconus. Pretty common, especially in those patients who are really quite allergic. The sleep disturbance stuff is fascinating. There were two particular studies that were really good. We had a variety of nice studies that looked at individuals over time and the quality of their sleep that showed tremendous sleep disturbance in atopic derm. And then there were these two large studies that were published in 2019 by Ramirez and Kathleen Abwala from UCSF, where they did these big data sets, and they showed an incredible amount of sleep disturbance and impaired sleep, poorer quality sleep, 50% more common in eczema patients than patients without atopic dermatitis. And then they did a second look. They were looking at maternal exhaustion. And the maternal exhaustion data was pretty telling. It was, so basically they showed that the sleep disturbance is a family affair, because it's not just the patient who has it, but the moms as well. And the maternal sleep disturbance went on until the kids were age 11. So it's not just younger kids, climbing into bed or being up at night who are keeping them up. Obviously, I think the psychosocial impact isn't just on the individual, it's on the parent as well. Psychosocial impact of the disease, anxiety and depression, something we've really got to recognize a lot in the last few years, even more so. I've seen that in my practice. I ask a lot more about depression, as well as the data on ADHD. So I think there's been a real nice data set showing the impact of life. Anything I forgot or anything anyone wants to augment about disease impact?
I think practically speaking, one of the easiest things to monitor is actually sleep. Onset of sleep, sleep latency, and then how many times a night are they waking up, and then how many nights a week. And oftentimes people don't remember, that impact as you treat them and their disease is improved, and then you can follow that. So it's just a really easy parameter to measure.
I think that's a clinical pearl, is like your outcome should be, minimal rash, minimal symptoms, but also minimal sleep disturbance or no sleep disturbance.
And I'm so glad that there's, renewed interest in looking at the caregivers, but I think it even ripples out further. You not only the direct caregiver, but the rest of the family, the social circle, and sometimes even school and work are actually all being affected by absenteeism, presenteeism, all these pieces of the puzzle. And when you get somebody better, you watch everything sort of settle in all the way around them, quite a radius around it.
I think that's probably a good way to end our overview of atopic dermatitis. Thank you.